Lishbin, LPSN, aka LSPN, LivePerson stock update with some technical analysis. Starting on the monthly time frame, all-time fib here, 236 at 1 spot 49. It's finding it tough to stay above there, even if it pokes its head above. Looking left, we can see this important candlestick here, having put in what is so far on the monthly time frame a higher high than the body close at 129, 130 on this candle. That's positive and speaks to the potential for us to break structure on the monthly, which would be long term very positive. Until that happens, though, price action, as you know, if you've been following along on the itsy bitsy intraday timeframes, has turned over a little bit at the minute for various reasons that we'll get to when we're on those lower timeframes. But we can see here on the monthly, it would be a positive candle if price closes above 115, be positive, in that it would be green. If it closes above 138, where it is at the minute, it'd be above the wick high of this previous doot. So you've got interesting areas to look to. Where it is at the minute, the 236 at 149, and that tough area of resistance that has faced a little bit of a struggle getting through, struggle street. And then you've also got the bottom side of this candle at 115. Very, very possible it tests 115. Looking at that. Then onto the weekly, where you've still got that 236. If you were to boost higher, the 50 simple's above you. And that's a clear area to look to if it is moving to the top side. But it isn't currently moving to the top side, as you can see by most of this candle being a wick rejection on the top side. Still nothing positive there. On the weekly, though, you have got the higher lows, the higher highs, the breaking the structure, but you've got an important artifact now in that previous area we were looking at on the monthly. On the weekly, it shows us this candle where the price structure is important. We had a rocket outcrop flash, price action getting back to that level, get it at the paid side of Discord on Rocket Outcrop's patreon.com/rocketoutcrop. As you can see, this candle, the week previous to the one we're in at the minute, just finished. This was this week. This is last week. It's approximate to the week we had at the start of March. So we'll just take the top side of it, which is very similar to the close here. Open, close, open, close. So upside down, but it's pretty much the same range. We can use the bottom side of it, and it comes in at around 122, 123. 122, 123, and then the top side of it, that's where price action is currently in that zone. So if it pushes down lower, you've got 115 from the monthly, you've got 123, 124 on the weekly, and then if it does go lower, you've got the wick low of that guy in at around 103, right? All very, very possible, and if you're excited about getting more of this thing, then that would be a positive retracement. Measuring the strength of it would give us an understanding of the technical retracement, the implications from it, which we'll do shortly. Here we're now on the daily time frame where price came into that 618. That's where prices commonly turn around, and has so far held the 50% retracement. You can see down there at 1 spot 12, you've got the 50 simple period moving average. Maybe it's at 1 spot 15 by the time price makes its way there, in which case you'd have a higher low, right? Higher than these lows here. This, bear with me, the drawing's coming on very, very bright. If we're looking at, this is a low, which it clearly was some sort of a low. And then here, this was a higher low. And if you came in and tested this sort of area, that would also be a higher low. Now you could wick lower, sure, and then body close back up at this level, and it not actually lose the 50 simple on the daily time frame. That's very, very possible. So retracements to around those levels would start looking interesting. Anywhere at that level with a wick down, the wick might get caught at around $1 and a few cents, because that's the 382, which it went through en route to the golden pocket. So this is that strength of retracement we'll measure now. On the 4-hour time frame, hide those drawings. We are on extra hours, so bear that in mind. But there's the 50 simple, price action likely losing it, and then the 200 period moving average coming in at that 382. Very interesting. Get that confluence. Turn it on to the regular hours. There is that 200. Still in around that level at 115 at the moment. So another reason to look to prices coming down lower. Not to say they'll stop there. It could go much further. But the weekly close, the daily close being back up there after retracement back down. Can't call that far into the future, Tradespotting. Well. So yeah, that's interesting, that potential evolution on price. 50 simple gone through the 200, a potential test of that cross now of the 200 period would be positive. On the hourly, looking at this retracement, you can see again 200 simple period moving average. You've got the golden pocket retracement from the move down to the move to the top side, and that's a really good measurement of the retracement there. So a flick at 1618, a flick at the other, very possible price comes in around that sort of zone. If it doesn't hold, then your 886 comes in around 103. So more confluence. That's also the wick low of the prior local low, and it could come in that area and fill this hourly gap. So tested in around potentially 103, then 115, and then 125. These are all important areas below price where you might look to some reaction as price approaches it from the top side. That's not to say that we know the future. That's definitely not financial advice. None of the shows I ever do will be financial advice. You shouldn't trade the same way I do. It's very risky. I don't give any advice about regulated financial products, and I suggest that if you're looking for that kind of thing, financial advice, then perhaps you should go to a financial advisor. This is trading how Tradespotting does it, and it does tend to work out very, very well over the piece. So test of that golden pocket would also be a test of a diagonal trend line. There are a number that I think are important, and the importance of them is best demonstrated back up here on the weekly, where you can see it going through these important previous lows. Pardon me. Catching those. And it speaks to the potential for price action to be in a trend that evolves to the top side, but an oscillation low due now with the higher highs, higher lows, and subsequently coming in and testing anything that closes above 98 cents would be still positive if price then went on back to the top side on the weekly time frame. So anything above 98 cents, which speaks to the potential then for price to wick a little bit lower than the general expectation or understanding that I see in around the internet. The best possible, most sophisticated, yet simplest and potentially the best take on this stock can be found in the Rocky Outcrop Discord, and you can join it for free. Simple enough to navigate, lots of friendly people there, some huge lips in holders, millions and millions and millions and millions of shares in there. So check out at www.discord.gg/rockyoutcrop. If you're already a member, big shout out to you guys over in Scuba Gang. You have done remarkable things with this stock. So now you're on the weekly and you get that higher low now. You've confirmed this trend reversal. You'll be confirming this current uptrend. And if you go on from that and break to the top side, very exciting moves. But I would suggest that you're very, very careful if you're trading options on this, because they're extremely overpriced, and the risk that price does test these higher levels, these lower levels, is definitely doesn't seem to be factored into that option chain at the minute. So again, not financial advice, and that's a very highly regulated, extremely risky product. So if you don't know what you're doing, stay well away. And there's a lot of people on there at the minute who don't know what they're doing. So advice would be to be patient. Still patience. Patience, friends. And the potential to exploit a slightly lower oscillation in price, is what I'm thinking. What were your thoughts yesterday then on the video we talked about the potential close on this stock? On the daily time frame here, you can see it didn't move at all. So I somehow managed to also predict that. The amazing prediction skills of Tradespotting, do they ever cease? No, they don't. 22 spot 21 on GameStop. 50 simple here, providing resistance on the daily. 200 period moving average back down at 20. You can tell that while there's a positive splay between the moving averages, they both have a questionable slope. MACD crossing from below on the center line, that's positive, but RSI held down, so a little bit negative there. And price action putting in a little bit of a rounded top. At this instance, it does look like it's rounding. If that retracement now drops below 20, that would take it below the golden pocket in at around 0.65. That would close at 19.09. And then you've got this important level at price, 17, 18 bucks, just below this prior low. Price action could easily get there, so you'd be looking at around 18, 19, 20 bucks, maybe even 20.35 on that low. And then from there, you'll be looking for a move up to around 25, 28, and 31 on GameStop. And so the nature of my commentary while I talk about GameStop is that I have become perhaps certainly in the top echelons of credibility with regards to financial influencers talking about GameStop. I've got a significant shareholding. I've talked about it for 4+ years. I've got a very serious community who really care about GameStop. And they recognize, as I do and always have spoken about, the main quality and the strength of GameStop is its culture, the culture of its investor base, which has taken a hit recently, and its reputation is under severe strain. I talk about that in full transparency, that I am bullish on GameStop because of the GameStop community, but I do see a lot of issues creeping up recently, and some of them manifest when I give this commentary on GameStop alongside talking about LivePerson. Now, LivePerson is a unique opportunity on the stock market today. It offers a far greater return than GameStop. That is not me saying you should sell your GameStop to buy LivePerson. Not at all. You should take my course and get the Rocket Crop Toolkit and be on the paid side of Discord is what you should be doing. And it would advance your trading more than any one particular ticker. But a lot of people are leaving GameStop, right? They are leaving. If you're one of the people who don't like me talking about this, this is for you, right? A lot of people are leaving GameStop. If they were to leave it and didn't have another option, didn't have another idea, then a lot of those people would never return to the markets. Whereas if they have an opportunity that does actually embody the feelings that they have, the change they'd like to see in the markets, the potential to create a huge profitable position in their portfolio, if they appreciate those things, then this LivePerson is a great option for them. It's not me saying sell your GameStop to buy Lipson. People are leaving GameStop in their droves. Thousands and thousands and thousands of investors are leaving GameStop because of the actions of the CEO. Now, this CEO in LivePerson, he's very, very different. He's exceptional at what he does, and he doesn't mess around. He's very much a man of action, and he's a transformation junkie, and he's turned Lipson around a significant distance already, right? You have to burn to turn. He's managed to kick the ass of that thing out without spending a penny, cutting costs, but at the same time doing it in order to drive core revenue. And the changes that have come over that business recently are absolutely fantastic. Radical work being done. Huge potential value, massive deep value opportunity. Entries on this now are better than the entries that DFV got on GameStop back before it did the initial close. So it represents everything that a GameStop investor likes, and that's why I talk about it. I've talked about it long before Ryan Cohen started his toxic behavior, long before there was the backlash from the customer base and the shareholders and large parts of the internet more generally. I was talking about LivePerson for its qualities, its benefits, its features of that trade, and they are magnificent and they far outshine the potential that GameStop has. But that's not me saying sell GameStop to buy LivePerson. It's not me saying that. So people who take that attitude, they fail to understand. My commentary is simply that don't leave GameStop to disappear into the ether. Actually, put everything you've used to good use, and look at LivePerson. Check it out. Check out the DD we've done on Discord. There's plenty on the free side. There's loads on the paid side. Plenty on the free side. There's very strongly educated traders in there. Really, really, really understand price action, where it's come from, where it's going. Massively positive ambassadors for LivePerson in the future of that investor base are in the Discord, and they'll happily talk to you. A lot of them have got huge GameStop positions, probably far bigger than yours, and they're in LivePerson as well, talking about it on the Discord. Some people have transitioned right out of GameStop and are going full port into Lipson, because it also represents an amazing YOLO opportunity, some people say. Again, not financial advice. We do very much focus on the potential for price to go both directions here. So it's an excellent opportunity to learn. It's a brilliant place to make money, I think. And it's obviously a really good way to get acquainted with how you might invest if it was a stock other than GameStop or AMC or Chewy or Koss or any of the other things we've covered here on the channel. Tesla, Oatly, Carvana, Root, all these famous from Tradespotting opportunities. BBBY, a lot of those investors, they didn't get the opportunity that people got in LivePerson here when we were talking about it at 44 cents. They did, because I was on the PP show, mentioned it, talked about it in the chat box there, talked about it on my show every day. And everybody, of course, had the opportunity, but you'd have to be able to tune it into Tradespotting and not take it personally when I make feelings known about GameStop. Now, those feelings are bullish. You'll have heard my targets on it, very bullish. But still, there's a section of the community that persists in trying to distort my message. Now, there's a commonality between them all, and that is Jackie the Thief. So don't trust these people. You see them, you know them to be either bots, grifters, or losers who face away from the truth. Now, the truth is, well, GameStop's got a lot of opportunity. It's not got the same opportunity that LivePerson has. It's trading at 138, and if you look at it on the weekly time frame, put it in the context. This is the reversal formation you have at the bottom of price action. It's broken through that. The measured move that we discussed took you to the bottom side of this gap in at around 179. When that closes, it'll be up around 230 to 240. That'll be it breaking the downward sloping diagonal, and the targets on this thing become very, very extreme. 10, 24, 69, back up over the all-time high, looking at over $100. $120, definitely not impossible on LivePerson, and currently it's trading at 138. It's been doing fantastically well. The business has gone through an crazy transition. As I say, they've done some extremely radical things there. Completely replaced the important people at the board. Still more important announcements coming. Important hires this week. Really, really positive news at LivePerson. Lots and lots of opportunity. Really early doors. And a potential pullback to around just above $1 there. Offering up fantastic opportunity for people who still want to get into this thing. That sort of level, in at around $1, it's hard to go wrong with LivePerson. So, absolutely fantastic community. Brilliant activist investment fund. Huge new board, all about transition. A really exciting investor base. And so much of that original feeling that was in GameStop or AMC or BBBY, so much of that original feeling and those original shareholders with all those huge stakes are in LivePerson. So if it's something that you're interested in GameStop, if you're at all interested in it, this isn't me pushing you to sell your position. It's me saying there'll be reasons for that. And those reasons are very similarly shared in LivePerson. And you could do the things you aim to do with this stock. So I would suggest check it out. Honestly, it would be something that I recommend you thinking about and making your own investigations upon and coming to your own conclusions about, rather than just taking my word for it, though it wouldn't just be mine, it'd be mine and the thousands and thousands of other people on Discord talking about it, or the tens of thousands of people getting interested all around the internet, because this opportunity is quite obvious and it's getting really, really loud. So that's the update for LivePerson. Let me know what you think of the video in the comments. Let me know your favourite ticker in the comments. Let me know if you understand the communication I've got around GameStop and LivePerson. And I appreciate hearing from you. Also, please do hit the like button. Thanks very much for watching. I've been Tradespotting. See you on the Discord. Take the course, technicalanalysis.school. Get that WW in there. Technicalanalysis.school, and you'll do well as a trader. It'll definitely help you make more money, be less stressed, and do it all in a far quicker period of time. So what are you waiting for? Thanks very much. See you in the next one. Hit that like button.